Good morning. I have a job interview today, so I'm awake at my normal time, but I'm not usually getting ready by this time. I'm usually like in sweats. I'm ready, face washed, hair brushed, but not covered in makeup. So I'm gonna cover myself in some makeup because I have a job interview. It's well, I should say job, I guess. It's an internship, but still a paid internship. I'm a little nervous, but mostly I'm just excited to get some kind of experience. Being a stay-at-home mom on and off for the last few years, but like on since my AC or my heater just went off. Since 2020, since the shutdown. And then, traveling a little and enjoying my time with my kids has been absolutely wonderful. But I have no professional experience, basically. So, this internship is a great way, if I get it, to get some professional experience. So, I'm excited, but I'm downstairs. You can see Soji on the table, my kids' cups from last night. Whatever that creepy light is, it's my window. That makes it more creepy. But it's this light in the window. Because the window's not closed all the way. Thank you, children. But it's exciting. I haven't been to an interview in probably 7 years. And then I lost my job to COVID. But I got pregnant as well. And I wasn't really planning on working my entire pregnancy. So, especially because daycare prices went up where we were, and it was eating my entire paycheck. And I was like, why do I have a job if it's gonna eat my entire paycheck? I don't know. So it wasn't even worth it anymore. And then COVID happened and I lost my job to COVID, and that's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not even a little mad. It was kind of perfect timing when I look back in hindsight. So it's 5 a.m. which is when I usually wake up to like do some schoolwork. But today it's to do my makeup. And I'll go to my job interview after I drop the kids. My internship interview after I drop the kids off. And then it's gonna be a good day. It's been a crazy week. It's Friday. Oh, I have to take my nose ring out. Also, I have a tattoo on my finger. Can you read that? Actually, I'm gonna go put a band-aid on before I forget. Okay, so the band-aid covers it pretty well. You never know what it says, and that's what matters. I also am gonna take out my nose ring because I just don't know if it matters. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it depends on where you are. Sometimes it doesn't matter, especially when it's like a little, it's so subtle. Mine is. So I don't think it matters a lot of the time nowadays, but you just don't know until you go. So I'm gonna take it out. Hope for the best. I don't even know if the shimmer is shimmering, whatever. Oh, that one went on. Yeah, anyways. So this is my outfit. I'll show you. I don't even know if you can see it, but do I look like I could work in a professional setting? Yes, my table is messy from crafts and playing games and my children living their lives. So, mind your own business. I thought I was gonna be more nervous. I'm more excited, and I keep looking at it like any kind of experience is good experience when you have none. Oh my god, trying to use that instead of the mirror is crazy. I have a mirror. I brought a mirror down, but we'll see. Merci. Well, that's what it sounded like I said. I'm running out. No. This is my favorite, and I have to go back and buy some. Means I have to go all the way to the mall, and it's kind of like inconvenient. Fine. I'll do it if I get the job. Okay. Yeah, I've been looking at it like any kind of experience is good experience because I don't have any. My last job, I've had weird jobs, okay? I've been a nanny, which is fine, a couple different times, which is fine. Then I worked at a place called Cox Communication, which is from my understanding, I worked in Texas, but it was more up north, and it was a cable company. I worked in the billing section, so people would call me and with whatever billing questions they had. And let me tell you, I wasn't allowed to give money away just willy-nilly, but if you asked me, I gave you money. If you're like, can I get a discount? I was only supposed to give $200 per person. I got in trouble multiple times, but it's fine. So often I gave out $20 like gift certificates, and it would take $20 off your bill. First of all, they were way expensive. There were people there paying $600-700 a month for it's like cable, internet, and phone packages. Insanity. So if they were like, can I get a little off because blah blah blah, I'd be like, yep, here's $20 off, because that's how much I was supposed to be allowed to give people. A total a day, I was only allowed to give like 250 out. I went over that often, and I got reprimanded for that often. But like, you guys are a fucking scam, and I don't care. My job was for experience, the same kind of this one is. Thankfully, I didn't have to pay my bills. There were people there who had to pay their bills and would come in with like fevers and shit because they didn't have a choice, and that sucks. Like, there was this girl when I worked there who was pregnant when we did our intake, the same as I was, and didn't have her baby until after. I don't know why I said the same as I was. I wasn't pregnant. She just did intake the same time I did. We did a class together. With a bunch of other people, but she had her baby like right after. If she had her baby during it, they would have had to start the onboarding process all over again, which is wild. But she didn't. She had her baby like a couple weeks after, and she was back at work 1 week after having her baby because she didn't have a choice. Yuck. I feel so sad for her. And she was like, no, it's fine, it's not a big deal. I'm like, where's your baby? She's like, daycare, her 1 week old. So sad. So sad. Anyway, my heart is broken. So I did that, and I had a cap of $250, and I did not listen to the cap. I did not give a shit. Because, honestly, it was highway robbery. I got in trouble a lot. I'm sure they would have fired me soon if it wasn't for COVID. But then the job that I had before that job, that was after I had a semester of college too. But the job that I had before that job was on Oahu when we lived in Hawaii, and that was the best job because it was fun. I worked as a sample girl for a company. I think the name was Aloha Water. That's what I put on my resume because I think that was the name, but I'm not 100% sure. It was very informal. Like, I don't even know the lady's last name, and I don't have her phone number, and like, I don't even know where I would look it up, anything. Like, she was probably trying to murder me or something. I don't know. It was a different time. And island life is different, okay? Anyways. Oh, I always do that. I always put more on that so I don't accident. Okay, let's see. what I did is I traveled around the island to different grocery stores to hand out samples of water and samples of alcohol. So that, and I got paid like $20 an hour, which at the time was crazy. And I only had to work 3-hour shifts if I wanted to on the weekends, sometimes Fridays. Like if my husband had a long weekend, because that's how we got around daycare. It was a weekend job. If my husband had a long weekend at work, I would work as many days as I could that weekend, and they were just kind of like open shifts. So you would just call and be like, I'll take the shift on Saturday, or I'll take the shift on Sunday, or I can't work this weekend. So chill, so easy, so fun. The crazy people that I met, because you just go to grocery stores. I went to Walmarts and Food Lions and Whole Foods and some I sampled, and did I say Walmart? Target. I went to a class 6. I went to alcoholic, whatever, liquor stores, because I sampled liquor. A lot of people from around the world, like a guy from the UK was like, well, I can drink in the UK. And I was like, I'll lose my license. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. A lot of travel, but Oahu is like not humongous. And then you also have to bring your own stuff. So my own table, my own tablecloth, my own bucket to chill, my own ice. Like I brought all that stuff, which is not a big deal. Like it was fine. It was great. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I really had a great time at that job. I didn't work there long because we found out we were leaving. And so I didn't last, but maybe 6 months or 8 months. But it was amazing. And it was like, say you got stuck in traffic, you still got paid the entire 3 hours, but your liquor license was only in a 3-hour window. So if you worked 12 to 3, then that's when your liquor license. So if you didn't get there until 1, you only had to work for 2 hours. But because you can't, after your liquor license is expired, you can't sell liquor, or you can't sample liquor. So if I got there at 1, I only had to work for 2 hours, but got paid for 3. So that was nice too, that they did that. Yeah, I just really liked that job. Before that, Sonic, maybe, which was a crazy job. I had a really bad feeling. So when my husband was gone training for his job, I actually ended up quitting, and I was living with my parents, and I quit. And then a couple months later, I found out that the manager was going through like getting sued for sexual harassment. So I feel like I quit at the right time, because nothing ever happened to me. He was weird. He was weird as hell. He was weird as hell. But he never did anything inappropriate to me. So that was nice. And after I quit that job, I nannied for my sister for the summer that I was home. Honestly, I was like freshly 18. I was not the best nanny, I'm gonna be so for real. Only because I like took them places and we did stuff, but it was like, also if I wanted to sleep in, I slept in. Because we all lived with my mom. My sister lives with my mom now. She's got 3 beautiful babies. Well, they're almost fucking adults now, teenagers. Before that, I worked at Old Navy. I did a part-time seasonal at Old Navy. And then before that, I worked at Auntie Anne's, and I got fired because I was talking shit about the manager on the clock, and they heard me. And that's on being 16. Okay, hold on. My friend ended up calling me to wish me luck, but I finished. This is my final look for my job interview. This is my outfit. The lighting is bad because the sun hasn't come out. Very profesh. Wish me luck.